we're going to start out with centering ourselves, finding a position, whatever feels right for you in this moment. Take a sec to listen to yourself and hear what your body is saying. Do I need to lie on the ground? Do I need to sit? Do I need to stand? And feeling within yourself what is maybe the intention in your head, but maybe there's also another intention within your body that draws you here today. Just allow the possibility of being informed by that be here. Maybe it's readily apparent. And taking also a moment to look around your space, observing, really seeing your space maybe for, you've seen it for a millionth time, but maybe with new eyes, seeing where you are. And in the process of that, letting your eyes and your head look up and to the side and down. And turning and looking the other direction. So we're seeing and we're moving in whatever position you're in. It doesn't really matter as much as letting your eyes and your body arrive. And coming to a pause there and take a moment to welcome the intentions and the space that we are creating together, welcoming the goodness that each one of us is bringing to our practice and holding each other in that space. As you continue to deepen your breathing into your body, find a spot in front of you, or if you're lying on your back or sitting, but allowing a space in front of you where your eyes can naturally rest and oriented downward in this lower third of your visual field. We're going to bring our hands to the left side of the chest, so just below the collarbone, and very gently pressing down here. And as you press down, drawing down as well, the skin, the tissue. And as you do that, start to turn your head to the right, so in the opposite direction. And we'll take 5 breaths here, gently in and out. Coming back to center. Place the hands, shift the hands to the center of the chest. And here, we're not going to press down, but press straight back towards the back. As you press straight back, lift through the chest a little bit here. And you're going to feel a type of firmness under your hands. Let the back of the neck lengthen here. And very gentle range of motion here. We're going to look up with the eyes and let the head follow. Look down with the eyes and the head follows. We'll do that 4 more times. Notice how your breathing might have changed, coming to a rest, to a pause here. We're going to shift the hands now over to the right and cross the left now. Left is on top of right. Take a moment to settle yourself because, each one is its own stretch and entity. Each one is different. We're going to press in and then down, and then turning the head gently to the left. Again, allowing the breathing to be soft. It's helpful to let that exhalation be longer than the inhalation here. And releasing back to center. We're going to open the arms wide. Thumbs are pointing up towards the ceiling, palms are forward. And we'll take 5 breaths as you inhale, squeezing those shoulder blades back. And then exhale, coming forward. Now, if you have any flickering of discomfort in the shoulder because of the position of your arms, then lower them down. Finding a position that feels okay, doesn't have to be perfect, synchronizing the movement with the breath. You might feel some clicks and pops and other things that we tend to do as we get older. And then bringing the hands to the shoulders, we'll lift the right arm and then the left. So gentle, gentle circles here. This is to get those shoulder blades moving. Finding a point for your eyes to rest upon in front of you. If you are lying down, then this is a good time to start sitting or standing because we're going to shift over to the wall here in a minute. Switching directions. Coming back to center. So finding this point on the wall, we're going to rest our back so the shoulders and the pelvis against the wall and the feet are away from the wall about 18 inches. The knees are bent about 30 degrees. Now, for some of you, you might need to tweak that for yourself so that you can try to figure out how to get the placement of the pelvis and the shoulders against the wall. It's okay if you have a little space between the shoulders and the pelvis on the wall. So find that position also so that you're not working too hard here. Do this movement of the arms on the wall here like we were doing in standing, but a very gentle arc, pressing very, very lightly the arms on the wall and notice the range of motion here, how that feels. It might feel a little twingy at first. Bringing the hands down by the side, place the left hand at the shoulder here. And then from here, start to side bend, bringing the point of the right shoulder towards the right hip. Keep the hips level, moving side to side. If you can, keep the back of your head against the surface. And you all know by now that I tend to do 5 movements. That's a general guideline. Release the left hand, right hand to the right shoulder. Coming back to center. Take a moment to sense and feel the body. Having a surface behind us can be very grounding, but it also helps the small muscles of the back and the rotator cuffs of the shoulders and hips to feel security, to feel a certain sense of stability. Now, in this place, we're going to do very supported cat-cow. Place your hands at the belly button here. And as you inhale, draw the belly, the trunk, away from the wall, but you keep the shoulders and pelvis against the wall as you do so. Inhale, expand, and the low back moves away. And then as you exhale, draw the belly in, press the low back towards the wall. We'll do that a couple of times, whatever number works for you, but this idea of sensing and feeling. See if you can really release the belly as you inhale. Let go of any tension, any holding. Come back into whatever neutral position feels like to you, somewhere between that position of inhale and exhale or cat-cow. Make sure the shoulders and pelvis are on the floor. And you can place both hands at the shoulder here. We're going to lift the elbows up and down, bringing them down towards the sides and then up as far as feels comfortable. Next time, as you lift the arms, turn your head to the left, then face forward, then turn the head to the right. Soften the jaw. And coming back to center, bring the elbows up to the middle. You might already have them there. And from there, release the hands. Bring the hands all the way out. Now you might notice that your arms are actually a little bit higher than they were when you first started. Bend the elbows, bring them back to the shoulders. Very gently do this movement here a couple times, making sure that the chin doesn't start to tilt up towards the sky. Keep the chin tilted a little bit neutral, parallel to the chest. Breathe. Inhale as the elbows unbend. Exhale as the elbows bend. And keeping the hands now at the shoulder, do some side bend 5 times to each side. Coming back to center, release the arms here. Come down to the mat and take a moment to feel your body. Now, it can be actually exhausting when we do awareness exercises like that. So if you feel at any time, especially if you had a lot of shaking, a wave of exhaustion that comes on, let yourself lie down and rest. What that means is that your nervous system is coordinating. So really listen. This is not a time to push. Bring the hands down, the fingers wide. And then you can join back whenever your body is saying, okay, I'm ready. So fingers wide here. I like to place my middle fingers parallel to the sides of the mat. I also have about 4 mats underneath me, so making sure that you have the padding and support that you need. Relax the belly again. So just relaxing, releasing the belly. Inhale. Drawing the belly in towards the spine. Exhale, reversing the curve, tucking that tailbone. We'll do that 4 more times. If you'd like, you can move the spine, the curve all the way up, tucking the chin. Coming into a neutral positioning and widening the knees apart to the width of the mat. Touch your big toes together, pressing back. As you press back, bring the elbows down towards the mat and the forehead down towards the mat. We'll take 5 breaths here, breathing into the back body. Inhaling, lifting the head. Going to come forward, lift the elbows up, and draw the knees back underneath the hips. From here, lengthening that right foot out to the side. Placing your foot down so that you're on the sole of your foot. Now, if that feels challenging to your hip or any other part of your body, try coming onto the inner edge of the foot and see if that helps. In fact, why don't we all do just a couple of movements here of the sole and then the edge. This is a movement of the ankle that very often as we get older, we tend to lock. Maintaining ankle mobility supports the low back and can reduce quite a bit of pain. Ankle mobility here. Thankful for our ankles that propel us through space. Okay, coming to a pause. We're doing circles around the left knee, and you might notice that the right foot might be coming up and down off the sole of the foot. And from here, coming to a pause, pressing back, bringing the bottom towards the foot, being mindful of your knee. Doing some gentle flossing here of the inner thigh and the nerves. And from this position, coming back onto balancing on the knee, left knee, and the hands, we're going to take the right hand and slide it under the left. And breathing. Sink into all fours. Slide that right foot back. Bring the left arm up. Now, you can keep that right foot behind you and planted if you'd like, or you can also lift the right foot. So as we lift the left, that right foot can stay rooted on the ground, or you can lift it straight up. Bring the left hand down, bend that right knee and do some hip circles here. If you have any discomfort in your back, make sure you're drawing that belly in a little bit closer towards the spine, keeping the pelvis neutral and breathing. Bringing that right knee down. Go into child's pose again. So widening those knees, touching the big toes, dropping the elbows, dropping the forehead. Inhaling, lifting the head, the elbows, bringing the knees back under the hips, and bringing the left foot now out to the side. Doing some circles here around the right knee. So you feel that foot. I skipped over the edge placement of the foot. So if you'd like, we can pause that and do some turns with the ankle here. So sole of the foot to the edge of the foot. Anytime you feel a movement that feels shaky or it seems like you're jerking, that's your nervous system catching up with the muscle. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have weakness. Planting the foot, if that's comfortable for you, finding that placement that does feel comfortable for your foot. We'll do some circles now around that right knee. Sliding that left hand under the right. Coming back up with both hands. Bring that left foot behind you. And again, raising with this right arm, you can keep the left leg planted or you can lift it with the right. Bringing that right hand down, the left knee under the hip. Pause here to sense and feel your body. If you are feeling really tired, that's a good opportunity to pause. In this place, bring the right knee up now so that the right foot replaces the right hand. And positioning your body in a way so that this right knee can center over the right ankle. You'll feel stretch in the front of the left hip. If this feels too much, too tight, you can get a block, put it under your hands, or a textbook, whatever you have available. Find the position and breathe. What sometimes might feel easy is an opportunity to really sense and feel the placement of the bones of the body, making sure you're not collapsing in the hips here, but keeping the hips level. Sometimes there's a tendency to let that right hip jut out, so squeeze that right hip in towards center. And from this place, you might feel as you squeeze that right hip in, the placement of the foot appears more in your brain. From here, do a rotation, pressing with the right hand through the right knee, keeping the chin centered over the chest, and coming into a rotation that feels okay for your body. If you have acute back pain, usually a rotation can be problematic, making sure you're not twinging or tweaking anything when you do this. You can even imagine the movement or do 25% of what you usually do. In this place, letting the head float to look over the shoulder. And while this head is looking over the shoulder, see if you can release a little bit more in that left hip. Turning to look down, we're going to bring this right hand down and kind of heel toe our right foot over to come into a pigeon pose. Coming down over this right knee and folding forward. Coming out of pigeon pose, going to inhale the trunk up, press down through the hands, curl the toes under on the left foot, press up and come down on both knees. Again, feeling the placement of the hands, the knees, the body. I'm gonna bring this left foot forward, replace the left hand with the left foot. Left foot is centered over the ankle. Pausing here for 5 breaths, feeling the stretch in the front of the right hip. Squeezing slightly, just a little bit, this left hip in towards center. As you press down with this left hand, we're going to turn the body, keep the chin centered over the chest, and lengthen through the back of the neck. Allow the exhalation to be long and full. Bring the head turning to look over the left shoulder. 5 breaths. Releasing the head to face downward. Place that left hand down in front of the left toes and heel toe the foot over to bring the leg down, coming into pigeon pose. Folding forward here. Placing the hands down by the knee, press down through the hands, curl the back toes under, and press the left knee under the left hip, the right knee under the right hip, and widen the knees apart just a little bit. Pressing backward again, coming onto the elbows. 5 breaths. Inhaling up, walking the hands back. Walk them over to the left and turning the legs so that we can come down onto the left sit bone. And our knees are bent. Now, for some of you, this might be very tight or just not possible. So sit in a chair or something elevated that brings the hips higher than the knees, and that can help, like a sofa cushion or a yoga block. We're going to do a couple of circles here on that left hip. Circles in one direction, circles in another. And notice if you start speeding up that movement, see if you can slow it down so that the breath and the movement, the quality is one of smoothness. You can even in this place bring in a quality of gratitude for what is working or whatever quality seems to resonate with you at this moment, for being able to do and feel this movement. We're going to place the hands behind us to unweight that side and shift over to the other side. Obviously, if you're sitting in a chair, it's going to be a different type of placement for you. Figuring out what your body is needing. And we'll start doing the circles on the right side. Every side is different. Our body is a miracle of compensations. So letting yourself experience what's here without necessarily changing it, except to accommodate and support. And bringing the hands behind you once again, we're going to bring both knees up and shift our body so that we center ourselves on our mats and start to lower yourself down, bringing the knees up as you go so that as you lie down on the mat, the knees are now over the chest. And if you'd like, you can have your hands resting on the upper hamstrings here, the butt, and straighten one knee, flex the foot, and then straighten the other, flex the foot. So as you press up, unbend the knee and extend that heel towards the sky. If you notice that your chin is tilting up towards the sky, see if you can start to point it downward towards the chest. And if it feels like it's a labor or an effort, then get a folded sheet or a towel or something soft you can put under the head to elevate it a little bit. Eventually pressing the right leg up, then the left, bringing the feet together, arms up. Take a moment to breathe and feel. And we're going to do 5 movements, 5 breaths here of inhaling, widening the legs and arms apart. Exhaling, coming back together. In this position, bending the knees. So keeping the knees elevated, but bending the knees now, bringing the arms, crossing the arms. So left arm over right. We're going to give ourselves a little hug here. Breathing in and out. Inhale, opening the arms. Exhaling, crossing right over left, hugging. Inhale, releasing the arms, but this time let the arms keep going all the way until they are resting on the ground, palms up at shoulder height. Letting the knees fall over to the right, looking left. If this is hard for your back, then lift the left knee up so that it's straight up and the right knee is over to the side. And you can explore with the head to see what position feels best for you. You are your best teacher, and listening is what the teacher does. Bringing your head back to center, knees up and over to the other side. Knees back up to center. Placing the feet down on the ground so the knees are bent. Bring the hands down towards the sides of the body. And go into a bridge here. For some of you, a half bridge is more than enough. So pressing in with the heels. Exhale as we squeeze the butt up. And inhale here. So we'll do 5 breaths in and out here. For those of you who are able to or want to go into a full bridge, you're welcome to do so, rolling up through the spine and pressing the hips up towards the sky to give yourself a little added stability, linking the hands underneath the buttocks and shifting the shoulders down so that you can have a nice press with the hands. Releasing the hands, releasing the trunk, extending the legs out, letting the legs be about as wide as a yoga mat. Allow yourself to breathe in this last integrative pose of our practice. Releasing the toes and the fingers. Very gently shift our body by doing some gentle movements with the arms and the legs, just sliding on the floor. Until you can start to maybe bring the feet towards the pelvis and roll onto your side, coming into a full rest stop on your side, bottom arm as a pillow. Drawing the knees up towards the chest to help the back relax. And pressing up into sitting. Take a moment to let the heart adjust to this new position. The heart is our support physically and emotionally. So, taking a moment to offer attention, energy, and even compassion to your own heart. May the wisdom of your body guide and inform you, and may the benefits of this practice bring peace to all of us here, but to the rest of the world as well. Namaste, everybody.
Stay.